Welcome to day 72 of the Keto Carney Gabsivore-like challenge. This is also day number 6 of the 100 egg challenge. We're coming in today with an egg count of 64, but I've hit a bit of a wall. My energy level is extremely low and my mood is off kilter. I think I know what's going on here, but before I reveal that and explain what we're going to do to address it, let's take a look at my sleep data from last night, just to bring a fine point to my current state. Keep in mind this sleep data is a symptom of something deeper. We logged 7 hours and 38 minutes of sleep, and Garmin rated us at a 70 out of 100 sleep score. As we see, that 7 hours and 38 minutes consisted of 52 minutes of deep sleep, 4 hours and 44 minutes of light sleep, 2 hours, 2 minutes of REM sleep, and 49 minutes awake. So let's check this out. Look at those pink lines. Look at all those periods of wakefulness throughout the night, separated by a lot of light sleep. That non-REM deep sleep is where a lot of our physical healing takes place. If this were an issue of sleep volume, we would expect the second half of the night to be affected more than the first half of the night, as we see our REM sleep total to 2 hours and 2 minutes, which on the face should be adequate. Interestingly, we did get our non-REM deep sleep early in the night, and then we didn't get any more for the rest of the night. This would certainly be one explanation for our physical lethargicness. Let's go ahead and take a look at how Garmin came up with that 70 sleep score. So as we said, the sleep duration is excellent, almost 8 hours of sleep, a fair stress level of 20 based on heart rate variability. Our deep sleep was fair. I would have expected a poor there. Light sleep is good. That's kind of how we fill in the gaps between the other phases. And we got an excellent amount of REM sleep. And of course, our awake restfulness is poor. So let's take a look at what's going on. Given that we've only eaten eggs for the past 5 days, it should be pretty easy to analyze our caloric intake and our macronutrient balance. These are the numbers for the first 5 days. You see day 1 with the calories of 304, that was 3 eggs. So I was effectively in a fasting mimicking state. For the next 4 days, we averaged almost 13 eggs a day, and yesterday we had 20 eggs. One thing you will note is that I'm at a caloric deficit for this entire period. In addition to being in a caloric deficit, my protein to fat ratio is extremely high for myself. Looking at percentage by gram, you notice the numbers don't really change because this is the nutritional profile of eggs. 43% fat, 52% protein, and 5% carbohydrate. If you notice that the percentage by gram of macronutrient profile changed yesterday, that is because what's buried in here is that I've been taking collagen peptides, and one serving of collagen peptides provides 18 grams of protein. Because we ate 20 eggs yesterday, the nutrient profile of the egg overpowered the influence of the collagen peptide. As badly as I want the collagen right now, I am removing the collagen peptides for the next 2 days so we can bring our overall protein number down. Not only is this protein and fat ratio extremely high for me, the fact that there's any number in the carbohydrate column is extremely new for me. Even though after being in a caloric deficit for 5 days, I should be in the protein sparing phase of fasting, I'm giving my body so much protein and so little fat, and I am placing energy demands on my body. I believe there's an extraordinary amount of gluconeogenesis happening, and I believe I'm deriving a good amount of my energy from glucose. In the early days of the keto world, from the work of Stephen Phinney, and then later Stephen Phinney and Jeff Volek, it was a big warning to be careful about too much protein. Protein stimulates insulin response, which we want in moderation, but if someone's trying to remain in nutritional ketosis, too much protein can trigger significant amounts of gluconeogenesis, stimulating your body to rely more heavily on glucose metabolism than we're really wanting. I really don't want to throw in the towel on this 100 egg challenge. I have 36 eggs left to go to get to 100. But I also do not want to remain in this state for the next 2 days. So what do we do when we need more fat? We call on butter. This is an 8-ounce block of butter. If we divide it into 4 sections, then we'll have 4 2-ounce sections. Each 2-ounce section provides 400 calories in the forms of fat, and that amounts to 11 grams of fat per 2-ounce serving. If we look at the numbers at what it would take to truly raise our fat to protein ratio, if we want to eat 15 eggs a day, it will take a considerable amount of butter to get us up to our total daily energy expenditure needs. So I've laid out 3 scenarios here here for today. In each one I eat 15 eggs. You saw me prepare the sheet pan eggs last night. And in one of these scenarios, we eat 4 ounces of butter, or half of this block. In the second scenario, we eat 3/4 of this block, or 6 ounces of butter. And in the third scenario, we eat this entire block of butter today to make 8 ounces. In each of these scenarios, this does not solve the carbohydrate problem, and it barely gets our fat to protein ratio above 1:1. Typically, I'm looking for a closer to 70% fat to protein ratio. But I'm gonna go forward with this method and see if I cannot make it through 36 more eggs in the next 2 days. And at the end of this, we'll do a complete nutritional analysis, and I'll outline how this influences us going forward. I still love eggs, but as with everything in our pantry, balance is the key. I am modifying my 100 egg challenge. In lieu of dropping it all together, I'm going to complete the 15 eggs today in 8 ounces of butter, and then I'm going to boil 21 eggs, and tomorrow I'm eating only the yolks. I'll eat another 8 ounces of butter tomorrow to keep my fat levels as high as possible, and then we'll return to a more sustainable way of eating. This 100 egg challenge has been an incredible experience, and in a couple days I'll post a complete nutritional analysis and the lessons taken away and how this affects our program going forward. But for now, I want to finish what I started and get back to building back better. I'm calling another audible. I'm starting in on the egg yolks. I just can't get the eggs down. So instead of trying to eat the 15 egg that we cooked on the baking sheet and eating these 21 egg yolks tomorrow, I'm just gonna blend it together between now and tomorrow, try to get through all of it. And then tomorrow night, I'm eating some sardines. All right, stick with me, we're almost done.